the elements together, if you can say it like that. And the first thing when you work in the spiritual model and you want to work with the planets, especially, that is that you honor the planet once a day, every morning or night or whatever day you are. And that is usually by, let's say, a daily prayer or meditation or something like that, or a simple Kabbalistic cross or something. And then you of course can work the tree of life, like pure spiritual thing, and you can also do magic with all the angels without no planets, no moon phases, and nothing necessary for that. You don't even have to know anything about that, and you can get it done with pure angelical magic. They are powerful enough, so you don't have to do anything unless you feel called to it. And then we have the planetary magic with archangels and angels, and they rule over the spirits, if you are interested in that. And in the old grimoires you follow the moon phases and worked and chose the planets to work with for different workings. And then of course you can work with purely astrological, let's say with the 12 rulers, the rulers of each sign, and the 72 Shem. And the same goes here. You can work with the Shem directly and do your magic, or you can follow the astrological patterns here. And most who comes from different kind of, let's say, witchcraft practice or something like that, or magic practice, that you cast your first circles and you do the Kabbalistic cross, or then you cast the circle with earth, air, fire, water, and so on. And then you can, and during that stage, when you only do that, you often usually just follow the moon phases and or the seasons, and you don't work with voids at all or something. And in the old days they didn't really pay attention to retrograding planets all the time, so and now we come to that you should follow, once you start working with the planets, you should follow the hours and days. And that is just for you, so that you learn to calculate the right hour, the right day, and you do it in the right hour, or you start the ritual during the right hour, since the magic starts at the time when you start the ritual, not when it ends. Since you usually, especially when sometimes the hours isn't hours, it can be shorter, so you don't have time to perform the rituals, but you must start in the right hour. And if you work like with Picatrix or other old grimoires, sometimes with the Arabic speaking influence there, you also work with the stars, or combustions of the planet, and or are two planets too close, and those kinds of things. But that isn't in the other grimoires, but it's mostly just Picatrix if you're interested in that kind of thing. And I like to watch out for the asteroids as well. And then I like to make it complicated, since my brain likes it. So I like to look at the zodiacal, the degrees, the north node, the south node. And is any star rising before the sun, since that can indicate something, and that is also more of the Picatrix there. So it's not necessary, but it is just interesting for me. And this is what I usually do. I combine planets. I look at the degrees, deacons, houses, and astrology. And I look at the moon phases and retrogrades, seeing what can work in my favor. And I often do these rituals plannings years ahead. Or and these rituals, when I start them, that's when I do the fasting beforehand, since it goes so much into the planning stage already, and you are looking at astrology before you, so you can get the timing of everything right. So you have the right planets, you have the right sign in the zodiacs, or you have the right combination of planets, and so on. And it isn't necessary, but I think it's fun, so it gives me a kick. And that's when I do my 9-day fasting, or sometimes like I did a 7-month preparation with a special angel for 7 months before I started it now, a couple of days ago something. So I work daily with an angel for extra advice to start and begin the ritual that will go on for a long time. And then there is that the start of ritual equals the time of birth, and that means even if you are doing a talisman or a paper or something, that is the time, or amulet, that is the time when it's born, and that is, or if you start a business, you want the exact timing of all the planets and so on, if you do that. And then you have a natal chart for the ritual, and you can combine it with numerology, and this is important, local astrology. That means longitude and latitude from where you live, so you get the right timing when you go to that. And of course, I'm fascinated with the asteroids and stars, but they are not always easy to find unless you have a good astrologer who understands why you want to know about them. And so on. So this is how simple you can make it, or how complicated you can make it. And I just love to have something to look forward to and plan for it for a long time, and then start, and then I do a working, let's say it's nearly a year, or sometimes it can go longer, or something like that, or at least the working that takes months. Otherwise I don't really feel like I'm doing the magic anymore. And there is that thing that you build up your energy when you are looking forward to start something, and you plan for it long ahead, so there is that extra kick there with the magic. And I hope that this was inspiring, and you create your own thing, but I love to combine things, and isn't unusual that I have a combination of archangels and the Shem, or in the Enochian magic and something like that, and I put in, Enochian is mostly just pure Enochian, but otherwise I go wild here with all the angels and so on, and planets and the astrology. Have a magical day, and bye for now. And I post on Instagram Ek Marjorie or Classic Angels and Magic. I get 2 signs, so, and I can't see my own page on Instagram, so I don't know which name they use. But I get notifies from both, so it's either one of them. And have a magical day. Bye for now.